up, guys? I hope you guys had a really great end of the year for 2024, finishing off strong, but also having your goals ready and your New Year's resolution set for this year for 2025, guys. So I want to make a quick announcement here for you guys. For those of you that don't know, everything is transitioned over to the Discord group. For those of you that have been following me, the Discord group is up and running. If there's any questions, you can always find me on Discord, and I'll put the description, everything down on the Discord group, the links there for you guys. But the main topic of today is tax season. So I know a lot of people have been asking, hey, cool, when are we gonna get into tax season trading? Is tax season really the best time to trade? It is. It really is. Number one, it is the highest liquidity, highest volume of trading. And like I said, during tax season, there's a lot of consumer spending going on. Everyone's getting their tax refunds here, and especially in the United States. So my way of looking at tax season is is not more into just like flipping accounts, which I'm planning on doing it with my students, but also understanding and approaching tax season and what it takes to be a high risk and aggressive trader, to really dedicate into the tax season, right? The season of tax season, right? So what's really important is having your mindset in the game, honing in and focusing on, your capacity of how much you can really dive down and stare at the charts and making sure that you don't fall yourself backwards because it is easy to get in, make a ton of money, but also if you can't discipline yourself and be consistent and profitable at the same time, it doesn't matter how much you make in one day because you have to consistently keep going with the account, right? You have to consistently keep growing the account. And when it comes to being a high risk aggressive trader, especially for me, that's more my style of trading, especially stacking on trends, right? Scalping with big lots, standard lots, into the currencies, and also trading crypto as well. So be mindful of where you're going and looking at charts and how you're diving down your analysis and understand that there's heavy news, right? High impact news along the way into tax season. And it is the best time to make the most amount of money, right? When we come into February, I usually like get everything prepared right in like midweek of January. And then towards like the last week of January, like I would get ready and get the account up and going, and then basically go from there all the way till the end of April. So we're talking pretty much the last week of January all the way to the end of April. Now, tax season usually ends April 15th, April 16th of here in the United States. So that's like the deadline to file your taxes. But you got to think about all the people that are constantly, doing their applications, right? Getting their taxes done, all the consumer spending that's going on around those 3 months. Especially, you don't, I want to say this. There's a lot of volume that kicks in during February and then all the way till March and then into like towards the end of April. But for me personally, January is kind of like a month where you really have to engage on certain days. And then also, if you're going to be looking forward to swinging for the new monthly of the year, the yearly, right? And where the new trend's going to go. And what do we expect for, the Trump administration to take care and what they're going to be doing for the next 4 years for the long haul for the U.S. economy. And so I know that when I was talking a little bit about the fundamental side, honestly, we see that when Biden's been president for the past 4 years and up until now, right? Everything's kind of like stagnant. There are days where we would catch a trend. There are days that most of the days it's more like consolidation and really not a whole lot of volume to be looking to be trading. But now that Trump is back in office, I'm looking for a lot of a higher inflation. also expecting the economy to boost itself. And it's going to get a little bit scary to see where things are headed on the fundamental side than on the technical side. So that's why I want to be able to uh, explain this part because you look at what happened when Trump came in office in 2016 all the way till 2020. 2020, we had the pandemic, right? But at the end of the 2020, Biden won the election and then he ran office until 2024. And then now that Trump's going to take office I believe he's going to take office sometime, I believe the third week of January. So that is when things are going to start kicking off. Like I said, there's a lot of pairs already been kicking off already for the beginning of the year, such as, the retracements for gold and silver, right? All the indices like NASDAQ, US 30, and S&P 500. Also, the long-term effect of where the US dollar is going to go and where the Federal Reserve is going to be doing for the interest rates and also what they plan on doing for during the time of Trump administration. I'm talking more on the fundamental side because these are key components that are going to affect, the technical side of the markets. Now, for those of you that are just straight up 100% technical, that's fine. Like I said, I always recommend, my students to make sure that they understand, the news side of parts and how the news are going to impact the markets and what's going to happen for the duration of 4 years with having the Trump administration coming back into, the United States economy. And back to, like I said, tax flipping, right? It is easy to flip an account during this time, but it's easy to blow up many accounts during this time as well. So in order to set the mindset, you got to really engage, where you're trying to go with your goals, your daily goals, your weekly goals, and how high of an account size you really want to achieve. I know a lot of people don't have much, to invest in higher accounts. So if you were to start with $100 and your goal is to hit 1,000 in 2 weeks, it's doable. But you could have all the proper strategies and the right strategies, but if your mindset's not there, you're going to be blown away every single time, right? Where's your discipline? Where is your consistency of approaching your technical analysis and also the fundamental side? And is your strategy really, really working out for you, this whole time? And if it's not really working out for you, what is the new strategy or what is something that you really need to focus on back to the psychological factors and psychological behaviors of yourself, saying that if I'm going to be a high risk aggressive trader and I'm going to flip accounts, where am I going to really go and diving down if I don't even have, the proper mental attitude or aptitude to where I'm going to be able to control my emotions, right? And discipline myself in trading. And like I said, not every day is a flipping day. Not every day is a flipping day. I can't stress that enough. Everyone thinks that they can just constantly flip an account every single day. There are days where you're just going to have to pick and choose what pair you can really, that's going to be thriving, right? Like a pair that's going to have a lot of volume, right? Not a pair that's going to have really low volume in trading, you know? And then are you going to be really scalping? Or are you going to tie that with swinging? Are you going to be stacking a bunch of trades on the trend? Or are you going to be, going back into intraday trading? So you have to define the adaptability in the market conditions every single day. You can't just rely on one set strategy and have, have this winning mindset, but yet you're constantly all over the place over analyzing charts and you're trying to figure out the market structure and market conditions, and yet you're not reading up on news and you're not understanding that, there's high impact news that's going to involve. Like this Friday, we have NFP coming out. So that's going to be a big move here for the markets on Friday. Like I said, this week is the week to really kick it off, especially for NFP on Friday. And like I said, last week was the holidays, but like I said, we're done with the holidays, so you got to get down and dirty in the trenches to where you have to figure out what your goals are for this year and what account size you're trying to go to and how you're going to stay consistent and profitable throughout the whole year so that you can pay yourself, right? Every single week or pay yourself every single month or pay yourself or pay yourself at the end of the year with big salary. I don't know, whatever it is. You have to define that within yourself. And Lisa, if you have any questions in regards to, you know, to what I'm talking about, like I said, I have a free 30-minute coaching call, and I'll put that in the video description below, along with the free Discord group, and you guys can add me as a friend on Discord. So everything's transitioned over to the Discord. There should be no miscommunication on that part as well. So other than that, guys, I wish you guys the best for 2025. Thank you for following me. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. I mean, this is going to be the eighth year. I think, yeah, eighth year, 8 years in the making of being a forex trader. I know, along with trading crypto, and the other new thing was I will look into trading futures later on this year. I know a lot of traders, a lot of forex traders have left the industry to go into futures trading. So we'll look into that as well. And like I said, tax season where it's at, make the most amount of money so that you don't have to kill yourself making a ton of money at the end of the year, right? Because at the end of the year, it's winter time again. November and December are the two slowest months. So always start with the beginning of the year really strong, go really heavy, but make sure you adapt your your ways. Make sure you adapt your ways so you don't get yourself caught up in the mix. All right, adaptability, man, I tell you guys that. So I will look into making a video on being adaptable to the markets, and talk more in depth with that for you guys. All right, peace out, and like I said, I wish you guys the best, and God bless you guys.